jazz recorders. A revolution never come with a warning. A revolution never sends you an omen. A revolution just arrive like the morning. Ring the alarm, we come to wake up the snoring. Fire, yo, 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 yo. Here we come, fire, yo, yo, yo. Revolution will come.
Take out any bridges?
No, this time, no. Last time they were concentrating on bridges and water plants, electricity plants, but this time is completely different. It seems that this time they are aiming at culture, people.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board your flight Alpha Sierra 55 from Amman to Baghdad. Flying time will be about 2 hours. For those of you who haven't travelled to Baghdad before, you just need to be aware that for your security and safety, we do a spiral descent from 15,000 feet overhead the airfield. Okay, the reason for this is that it is 100% effective in avoiding any risk of a hit from a SAM-7 surface-to-air shoulder-launched missile, and also extremely effective at avoiding small arms far from the ground. The rate of descent is such, okay, that there may be, due to the increase in pressure, a slight discomfort to your ears. However, the trade-off, I think you'll all agree, is well worthwhile.
Never come with a warning. A revolution never sends you an omen. A revolution just arrive like the morning. Ring the alarm, we come to wake up the snoring. They're telling you to never worry about the future. They're telling you to never worry about the torture. They're telling you that you will never see the horror. Spend it all today and we will bill you tomorrow. 3-piece suits and bank accounts in Bahamas. Wall Street crime will never send you to the slammer. Tell all the children in the arms of the mamas. The F-15 is a homicide bomber. TV commercial for a pop a pill culture. Drug companies circling like a vulture. Amaraki babies with the G.I. Joe father. 10 years from now, is anybody gonna bother? Yell fire! Yo, 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 yo. Here we come, here we come. Yeah, fire! Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, fire! Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, fire! Never come with a warning. A revolution never sends you an omen. A revolution never come with a warning. A revolution.
My name is Michael Franti, and I'm a musician. After years of watching and reading about war in the Middle East, I began to grow really frustrated with the news, hearing generals and politicians explaining the economic cost and the political cost of war without ever talking about the human cost of war. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to live under foreign military rule, so I went to Baghdad, Israel, and into the occupied Palestinian territories of the West Bank and Gaza to hear from the people affected by it most. Taxi drivers, restaurant owners, craftsmen, nurses, doctors, poets, children, families, soldiers, and, of course, my personal favorite, musicians. So I took some of my friends and my guitar and a video camera, and this is what I saw.
I never use comb. No. Shampoo. You want to touch? Wicked. This one. Yeah, change money. A new bill. It's got Osama on it. 10,000. I'm rich! I'm rich, motherfucker! I'm rich!
تعال من السفر كافي من الفراق قلت يومين لكن صار سنين الما هزك حنين ويوم تشتاق ولا قلبك يسألك صاحبك وين تعال تعال من السفر كافي من الفراق قلت يومين لكن صار سنين.
Teaching in Iraqi schools, I taught for 5 years. You know how much I got paid per month during the days of Saddam? $1 a month, $1 US, which was equal to 3,000 Iraqi dinars.
The first thing I noticed when I got to Baghdad is the sound. I'm thinking, what is this roar of engines? And it's generators, because no one has electricity, so every building is run on generators.
In Saddam days, the electricity was better. The water, even the water, there's very little we are getting in there. The most of the day, there is no water in the tap. There is no security, there is no stability. What is the point? What are they doing?
If I told you what I'd seen, would you believe me or leave me alone? If I told you what I feel, would you believe me or leave me alone? Razor wire on the street, every corner, 90 degrees at 6 in the morning. Boiling water for the tea of a nation, planting seeds for the next generation. Run like mad just to make a connection. Pack what you need for your own protection. Dance to the rhythm of the wheels on the street. Long, long strides on the hot concrete. Hello, hello. Does anybody need a place to go, to call your own?
There's a serious lack of security everywhere. So you gotta have a gun in your house to protect yourself, just in case anybody who tries to steal your house, to break in. Maybe you have some troubles with some other families, and they think this is the best time to revenge, because there's no system, no order, no power of authority. No, it was not perfect, but it was not this mess.
Numbers go and the numbers come. Try your best making 2 out of 1. Work all day in the midday sun. Break your back till the nighttime comes. Sing for your bread and sing for your water. Sing for your sons and sing for your daughters. Sing for your pops and sing for your mamas. Sing for your breakfast, pray for your supper. Hello, hello. Does anybody need a place to go, to call your own?
Issam and Maher were our drivers in Baghdad. Issam is a bad dude. He served in the Iraqi army and survived the 9-year war between Iran and Iraq, as well as the first Gulf War. And Maher was a family man with a big heart who loved to make people laugh, but he could get serious in an instant.
If you want to go out, we have to go to some places where people know me and know him. Otherwise, we cannot feel safe. We can go to some places without being authorized by the CPA or without being authorized by some other. But if you want to take the risk, we can take you there.
But the risk mostly, if it's not authorized by the CPA, what does it mean? It's just there's no security whatsoever.
No security, of course, but you are going to mix with people, locals, and mixing with locals.
Dangerous. Could be
completely dangerous because you can expect at any time to get attacked or
We don't
some people may try to kidnap you, and these things happening now. This is what they brought to Iraq from overseas.
God bless America.
This is the new freedom.
Despite the risk, I wanted to meet locals, so I asked Issam to take us into his neighborhood. After some people saw me playing guitar, they invited me into their home to come take a look around.
You can see that we are sitting here in our houses, jobless. Even our daughters, when they want to go to the church because they are Christian, they cannot just walk to the church. They have to go by a taxi and come by a taxi. There is a serious lack of security. So we are jobless, living in an unsecure country. He's saying that during the bombing, all the glass of the house was smashed and it was terrible actually, because the bombing was shaking the whole house, the whole building. But we were having our only hope in Jesus.
What words could he say to his children to try to comfort them?
That was the only encouraging thing, is to go down to the basement and keep praying that God may save us. This is the only thing we did.
You had light when the bomb is coming?
Sometime no, yes, sometime no. Because if the broken electric, no coming. But
for the air.
And the fog, yes.
Good shelter for a family.
Yes, welcome.
The family stayed in the basement for 11 days during the bombing.
We only need our people, our community to live in peace. No more. We just need peace. We really need peace.
This is my mother.
Hello, mother.
Wow.
We are so grateful that you visited our house.
This is so special for me because I've never been to Baghdad before. And before, and when I came here today, I was very scared. Because I don't know it. So I feel so happy today to be welcomed into your family.
We can chase down all our enemies, bring them to their knees. We can bomb the world to pieces, but we can't bomb it into peace.
I knew I would never be able to learn a whole song in Arabic, and I also knew that the people there, most of them didn't speak enough English to understand the lyrics to my songs. So I figured if I could just write a song with one Arabic word in it, that I could probably break down some barriers.
Somebody was telling us about this word, Habibi, in Arabic. What does Habibi mean?
It means my dear friend, and it could be my sweetheart, and it could be You can say this to anyone you love so much. Not necessarily your boyfriend or your girlfriend, maybe your closest friend. Yeah, Habibi.
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 Habibi, 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 Habibi,
Our first interaction with U.S. soldiers came at a checkpoint outside of the Sheraton Hotel, which is a heavily guarded place where lots of foreign journalists stay. It's patrolled by both American and Iraqi soldiers. I wasn't sure if we were allowed to talk to them or not, but as soon as I got there, I realized they were as curious about what I was doing there as I was about them.
How do you feel about it all?
How do I feel about what?
Like just being here and stuff. Homesick?
Sometimes. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. At least I'm doing something, you know. I can't stand.
Days go past pretty quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, where I was, yeah.
Come here. We'll come and please do it.
Shut up, Rick's office. Start date. Hey, y'all go and get inside.
Go. I'm in Baghdad. Yeah, we're right off that square where they pulled the big statue down from Saddam. It's pretty crazy, man. It's really fucking crazy.
We never found out the story behind the bomb, but eventually it just became the first of many explosions we heard every night.
It makes such a wonderful view. Carbon monoxide and you. It makes such a wonderful view. Carbon monoxide and you.
Before the war, was it this mess?
No.
It was clean. It was like
It's clean.
Mahar, what about the pollution? The air is so heavy here.
Who the hell cares about pollution? People need electricity. They cannot stand. They cannot live without electricity. And you know, there are so many blackouts during the day. Maybe they have 2 hours of power and 4 hours of blackout. So nobody cares about the pollution. They need electricity. You know, electricity means life, means work. So they need to keep alive. It's so difficult to drive around, and it takes a long time to get to some places that are not really so far. And in terms of security, if anything could happen, sometimes we had to drive over the pavement and get our cars hit or damaged, just to escape from the bombing somewhere or fighting somewhere or shooting.
No one really feels safe in Baghdad. Everyone is allowed to own a gun. Everyone pretty much goes into their house at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and no one wants to be out on the street at night. People still try to do simple things to keep life going.
And another power strike.
This is Iraq.
This is Iraq.
I had heard about this band called the Black Scorpions, and they invited me down to their place. I had also heard that there was this guitar teacher that taught all the musicians in Baghdad how to play, including the Black Scorpions.
How many students do you have? Jump out of that
حوالي 50 واحد.
Every style of music? كل ستايلات الموسيقى.
يعني تقريبا يعني مو كلها أكثر شيء يعني الروك البلوز والميتال.
We're here going into the Black Scorpion studio.
This is our little tiger, the generator.
We play the heavy metal, death metal, punk metal. I really don't know what the fuck we play, you know? There's no materials, there's no shields down here, there's no hardwares, there's no spare parts. So like, if someone get fucked in my drum set, I gotta like, just throw it away and get a new one.
They take the telephone wire, okay, they cut it to pieces, and they take the small bits of wire, one of the wires, they take it off, they put it as a string.
Think about this distortion pedal.
It is simple and amazing. I mean, that small thing make a very loud noise. We can remove a whole buildings from it. Yeah, who created is a genius. He think about something which is can be so cheap, not expensive, and so loudy and so good and tough. That baby make a lot of mystery things.
I spend my life between like 4 wars. I born in war, and like I'm real afraid from dying in war. For you guys, like you got a peaceful country, beautiful nature, everything. She like, man, I'll offer the rest of my life just to sit next leg or something for this, enjoying the fresh air. That's all. Smell it. Gas.
I had this advice from our teacher, Saad Zai. He gathered us all and he said, guys, you better write a song for Saddam. And I was just like, why? But he said, you have to do it. And I said, otherwise, and he said, otherwise you'll get arrested or we don't know what's going to happen really.
So what would have happened if they had thought you were doing something trouble? They'd just take you away.
Throw you behind the sun. Nobody would know anything about it.
Yeah, this is the first store that has been created in Baghdad. They used to be saying it's illegal.
Illegal?
Yeah, for the rules, yeah. And they catch up every who can make tattoos or dig tattoos on his skin and make him put him in jail.
Really?
Yeah, just to punish him, yeah.
This handmade.
It's a bike pan and it can make this Arabic style.
Can you do that in 15 minutes?
Yeah, you can do it, yeah.
This is the first tattoo shop in Baghdad, perhaps the first tattoo shop in Iraq. Ow! That's good. Okay? Okay. All right.
Tom is a former U.S. Army captain, and he'd hooked up with some soldiers and told them that I might be able to come by and sing some songs in their bar while they were off duty. I've always been so outspoken about my political beliefs and my music, so I was really nervous about playing to a room full of cats holding M16s. And I come walking in with my wooden folk guitar.
What's up, my brother?
How you doing? What's up? What's up? I'm Juice. How you doing? All right now? Right now?
What's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor, respect.
Thanks for having me here tonight. And I just wanted to come over here and see what y'all were going through. And I hope that y'all make it home safe. Please tell me the reason behind the colors that you fly. Love just one nation, Lord, and the whole world we divide. You say you're sorry, Lord, there is no other choice. But God bless the people and no, who cannot raise their voice. We can chase down all our enemies, bring them to their knees. We can bomb the world into pieces, but can we bomb the world to peace? And I sing power to the people, love to the people, y'all. Power to
This was the hardest show I'd ever done in my life. And before the show, my friend Barbara said to me, Michael, it's not so important what you sing or what you say, just that these guys know that you came here tonight just to be with them. In the end, I was surprised at how many of them told me that more than anything else, they just wanted to go home.
Y'all can turn it up now. We ain't gotta be all sad and everything. There's sodas over here, okay? We've been here for a while. Y'all can all be drink and mingle and y'all ain't gotta be all sad.
قعدنا ليالي لكن نهر ونا خلاني ضرنا وتغيرنا يا غالي هذا النهر ونا خلاني.
Cafe UR is a place where generations of Iraqi poets, writers, authors, political dissidents have come to share their thoughts and their philosophies with one another.
احنا في فترات يعني مرينا بنظام صعب جدا. يعني انا من الناس عانيت انه فقدت زوجتي وبيتي توفت يعني شو يعني اعتقلوني وماتت.
وخلي الكاميرا تصور تشوفوه بالي. انا الان في حالة تحدث كامل فيكم. هذا نتاج الحروب. ما الذي أعطتني إياه الحروب؟ هذا زجني صدام حسين في حرب. الآن أنا في جسمي 35 شظية لصاروخ، يداي معطلتان، ومع ذلك ما زلت أكتب القصة والشعر والموضوع الصحفي، وإن قطعت كفاي سأكتب بقدمي أو بأسناني. أنا أقول شيء، لو عكسنا الآية وجاء الشعب العراقي أو القيادة العراقية لو جاءت إلى أمريكا بحجة أن تحررها مثلا، وتحول هذا التحرير إلى احتلال، أليس من الممكن، وهذا هو الواقع حال، أن يهب المواطن الأمريكي دفاعا عن نيوجيرسي وواشنطن وديترويت وميشيغان وبقية الأراضي؟ هل يستطيع أحد أن يتجرأ أن يقول أن هذا الشخص هو إرهابي؟ هو يدافع عن أمريكا. نحن كذلك، نحن عندما تحول التحرير إلى احتلال، حمل بعض الشعب ممن لم يتحمل وليس لديه رؤية سياسية أو خلق سياسي طويل، حمل السلاح، هو ليس إرهابي، هو يدافع عن عقيدة ويدافع عن أرض. يقول لأمريكا الآن نحن شاكرون لك ما تفضلت به والآن اخرجي من العراق.
أنا العوق قبل ماي من الشمس ثاريني، وأنا الحاكم بالتعذيب، حكمتني قوانيني، أداوي هروجي غير ومن يداويني، عمر ظليت بس اللي أتشاياه اللي يضويني، دخيلك مدة حفلة سنين ما رايد تموتيني، وظل هوات كل ما أموت فيحبك يصحيني، وظل هوات كل ما أموت فيحبك يدليني.
Hello, Earth children. This is your daddy calling here. You ain't been listening, so I thought I'd make myself more clear. It's been a long time since I left you with this home for you to care. Well, now I see you're weary, but I still need your help right here. Lifesaver, lifesaver, please don't surrender. No, no, 'cause I'm just holding on to you. I'm just holding on to you.
There's an independent Iraqi radio station in the Sheraton that the soldiers knew nothing about. Ironically, it's in Uday Hussein's former apartment. I invited some of the soldiers down to a party with the Iraqis, and it was the first time that the Iraqis and the soldiers had ever hung out.
Welcome back to the Cosmo Show. We had Michael Franti of Spearhead with us in the studio tonight. Hot FM 104.1, and
This is the first free independent radio station here in Baghdad. Ever. Wow.
I wanna rock with punk because I love punk rock. I wanna rock with heads because I love it. They gotta take it. All around the block. If I was in Baghdad, then I would rock. I wanna rock with punk because I love punk rock. I wanna rock with heads because I love hip hop.
Rockin' Baghdad. Like we was born to do it. What you got to say, T?
All my soldiers out there, keep your head up, look alive, left to right. We got your back. We gonna do this thing. Come home. I got your back. Love ya.
See, I got a flashlight on it. And I also got an infrared.
Is it accurate?
It's pretty close. If I put it on you, I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up, I'm like, damn, I'm still here.
Yep.
You know, you have a dream and you think I'm at home.
I wake up and I say, damn, they're still there.
What's up, dog? Holla if you hear me. 2 deuces up. We're up in Baghdad. If you're a bad guy, we're coming for you. We're coming for you. Bam, bam, bam. I don't smile. I'm at work. I don't want them to think I'm like nice. You gotta portray that. You gotta portray that. Hey, we about to sign off right now. In meantime and in between time, y'all take the time to love one another.
You know when the occupation first began, did the troops just go into every neighborhood and take over everything, or did they just concentrate on the green zone?
No, they were everywhere. They went everywhere and they behaved so differently. The Marines were completely different than the army. They were so polite and they treated people so respectfully, and actually people were so welcoming. But when the army came, we felt the difference. They are rude, they don't care, they were offending people.
Iraq is full of troops moving with tanks. What are they doing? Just shooting and killing? Are they peacekeeper? How can I believe they are peacekeeper?
Well, when I'm driving my car, when I see any convoy, any Humvee, I try to avoid it, because anytime this Humvee is attacked, soldiers inside, they will start shooting randomly. They don't care. And this happened so many times. And so many innocent people were killed.
All the power is in the hand of Americans. Why? Even this new government, they have no authority to do anything. No funding, no money. Just obey the orders of Bush. Just say yes, sir.
The American forces, coalition forces, had to create an excuse to stay. They need an excuse. They need to keep chaos all the time so they can control based on the same idea of creating chaos to dominate.
And we Iraqis are sitting and waiting and waiting. And all the people are asking, you are Iraqis stupid. Why you are not going up and rebuild your country? They think we are lazy or we are stupid. Let us to share. We are hiding in our house because we are scared. There's explosions, there's kidnapping, there's killing outside. How could you go out and share to rebuild your country and everything is going bad?
The army are pointing their guns toward the people all the time. They are suspecting everybody. They think that any Iraqi is their enemy. They are cautious all the time. They do not respect people.
War all the time. Yeah.
fight and war, fight and war. What I fight? I fight the missile. The missile it's become from America or it's become from the sea or from the ship. And I do not see him. He give me MK and he said to me, okay, fight the airplane. What this kind of war?
Why we are fighting? For what we are fighting? For nothing. For the benefit of a little percentage of people. They are very rich and powerful. And your boys and daughters are going to be dead or killed in Iraq, and our boys and daughters are going to be killed daily in Iraq.
How many civilians died?
They do not give us the real number.
Who is they? U.S.?
The U.S. and the Iraqi.
What do the Iraqis say?
I think more than 150,000.
Everything was damaged after the war. They looted everything, even the beds of the hospital.
Even the beds of the
Even the beds of hospitals, everything. You may go to the hospital without paying any money, but you cannot get the medicine. You see the doctor, he check you, and he tells you that, okay, you need this kind and that kind and so on, so kind of medicines. But I'm sorry, we don't have these medicines in this hospital. You have to go to buy them from pharmacies outside. And this is, of course, expensive, too expensive. For the poor, they cannot get any kind of health care, believe me. They have to sell something from their house to spend on the doctor and to spend on medicines.
I really wanted to go and see firsthand the effects of the bombings, although we had no appointment. So I basically had to sing my way into the hospital, to go into administrative offices, to go into the lobbies, and whoever was there just sing for them until they either said, okay, come on in, you're great, or I can't stand your singing, please just go and play for the kids. And I just let my little Habibi song work its magic.
Get out of the chair. It's my turn. Me.
Habibi.
Now I'm going to see one of the boys who got injured during an explosion, because of an explosion. Okay.
While he was watching the explosions, وصار عنده multiple sharp injuries in both legs, so now he is clean. We try not to have we try not to happen amputation to him. We don't want to have amputation because he's young age.
15.
جابوه قبل يومين قال يسوي له مو هذا
Child is born and a mama's torn about the life that it's bound to live. sun and moon in a modest home is all they ask in the Lord to give. The politics and big events, they never seem to notice the little guy. So make a plan or simply hold a hand, but don't ever be a passerby. Tolerance or violence, and the whole world goes to war. Is one enough, or is one too many? Before we say no more, could you ever love a pot of gold? Or could you ever love another lonely soul? And could you ever find love that was oceans wide? Could you ever find love in another stranger's eyes? Or give a little tolerance? Tolerance, we need you more and more. So lend a hand or hold a friend that's in need of a life support. And draw a picture or share a whisper, any way that you can rise above. And when the end is near, who is gonna volunteer, yeah, to be the last one to die for love? Tolerance or violence, and the whole world goes to war. Is one enough, or is one too many? Before we say no more, no more, no more, no more.
I wish to see a secure Iraq, peaceful Iraq, and I wish the people to get decent jobs, to make a decent living, and I wish the Iraqi people to have the power to control, to rule their country themselves, and to rebuild their country themselves. I wish that the Iraqi people and the American people become really friendly. I forget all about the past. I wish we could meet again one day in the future.
You know something? My wife is gonna kill me.
Don't look behind you. Don't look ahead of the road that you're on. Don't look for a sign that it's a place that you've already known. And I told you, and I'm not shy to say it again, like the clean up man, I'm always there till the end.
I had mixed feelings about leaving Baghdad. On one hand, I felt relieved to be leaving a war zone, But on the other hand, I felt sad about leaving new friends behind that I knew would be facing difficult years ahead as the occupation dragged on. After seeing firsthand how 1 year of occupation had affected Iraqi people, I traveled to Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories of the West Bank and Gaza Strip to see how 3 generations of occupation had affected people there.
As I researched the issue, I found that there was as many different views on the history as there were people telling it. So I wanted to see things with my own eyes.
In an effort to assist Jews fleeing Europe after World War II, the UN put forth Resolution 181, which called for the separation of Palestine into 3 different entities: an Arab state for Palestinians, the Jewish state of Israel, and an international zone around Jerusalem. 750,000 Palestinians were displaced from their homes, from what is now Israel, and forced to live in refugee camps in the West Bank and Gaza. Violence erupted between the Arab nations and Israel, causing the War of 1948. The Armistice Agreement was signed in 1949, delineating borders for each party. This border is known as the Green Line. In 1967, Israel launched a preemptive strike against Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, known as the Six-Day War, that culminated in the seizure of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem. Although the military occupation is in violation of the 1967 UN Resolution 242, over 4 million Palestinians continue to live under Israeli occupation until this day. Yens and Euros.
Standing at the wall in the midday sun. Oh, waiting for my time to come. Can say that's the way that the West was won. Staring in the eyes of a man with a gun. Standing at the wall in the midday sun.
We arrived in the village of Jayus late in the night and met up with my friends Tracy and Alam. Tracy is an American who I met in the States. She'd been living in Jayus for over a year. Alam's family had been there for generations. Alam's brother had prepared an incredible feast for us. We had found out later from Tracy that the family had gone into debt to feed us. Food, water, and electricity are in short supply as a result of a separation wall that is being built by the Israeli military, preventing Jayus farmers from reaching their own land. Jayus is located in one of the most fertile regions of the West Bank, and its farmers have always enjoyed a life of agricultural prosperity. But in September of 2002, Jayus farmers found handwritten notices attached to their trees. Within a few weeks, Israeli Defense Forces came into the village, pushing the farmers off the land at gunpoint and uprooting thousands of olive trees, the lifeblood of Jayus, clearing a path for the wall and future Israeli settlements. The entire village has been economically devastated by the lack of access to their land.
The first time they told us that the fence and barbed wire was for the protection for both of us. Then they told us it was for protecting their country, Israel. Next they built the fence in our land and told us that we could go and come as we please. Now we need special work permits in order to pass through the gates. Even some days they don't even open the gate.
يعني عادة بيسمحوا لك تدخل ولا معظم الوقت هيك؟
حسب المزاج يعني هاي صار لنا ساعتين. يعني كل مجهودي بروح على الأرض حتى أروح. فيها زيتون، في تين، في عنب، في مي، في كل شيء. في أنا زارع حوالي 200 هريك بسكين مي من البير.
They want us to leave our land by ourselves. That's what they wanted here.
We are army.
They
show like a police, right?
Why?
Something like
that. Why did you confiscate 90% of their land? Why didn't you build it on the Green Line if it's about security?
This is the Green Line.
This is not the Green Line. You've taken 90% of their land.
Everyone telling you lies in here.
No, it's
50 kilometers. You know 50 kilometers what it is? 50 kilometers.
The Green Line.
Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm talking now. 50 kilometers is the Mediterranean Sea.
It was a mistake. This is the first time I've heard 50. Trust me. Everyone and you know why?
The Green Line. The Green Line. The Green Line. You know where it is?
Yeah, I know where it is. It's right by your settlement. It's right by where Surrey are.
The Green Line, yes, is 1 kilometer there.
No.
Oh. See, this is the argue. 1 kilometer to here, 1 kilometer to this.
I didn't feel good about the tension that was left after the confrontation at the gate. So I decided to walk back and see if I could have a word with the soldiers. They invited us to all come back later to continue the conversation at a different gate.
Okay, a fence or a wall even on the Green Line, on what was the de facto border of Israel from 1949 at the end of the War of 1948, 1967 line. If the fence or the wall were there, okay, it's a border. But the problem is, of course, the fence is not along that line. In many places it goes beyond the line and is taking territory, and Palestinians are being separated from each other.
There are a lot of names that people have for the wall. Some people call it a security fence, others call it the apartheid wall. But at the end of the day, it's a separation barrier that divides people.
There's nothing terribly wrong. It's like building a fence between neighbors.
I hope that it will be okay. It will be better. It will be harder to get bombs here.
We need to feel secure, and when you feel this fear of God, I can die because of them. Most of the people just are willing to do anything just to finish with the problem.
Nobody wants this wall, but that's the solution we have. We have no other solution. You think about it, it's like a body. If you have cancer inside the body, it'll spread and it'll spread. If you can't stop it, it'll kill you eventually, right?
With this wall, it's preventing any peaceful solution in the first place. It has to be torn down.
The wall is made from a combination of concrete slabs, razor and barbed wire, electrical fencing, trenches, and a military settler-only road. Upon completion, the wall will be more than 700 kilometers long and up to 8 meters high, costing over $1.5 billion US. On September 28, 2000, a visit to the Al-Aqsa Mosque by Ariel Sharon, the leader of the Israeli right-wing party Likud, sparked a Palestinian uprising against the occupation, known as the Al-Aqsa Intifada. Violence on both sides escalated, and Israeli Defense Forces launched a massive military assault on the occupied territories, as militant Palestinian groups began a wave of suicide bombings. One of these bombings occurred on September 9, 2003, at Cafe Hillel on Emek Rephaim Street in West Jerusalem. 7 people were killed and 50 wounded.
All the vases here, everything, because all the building was shaken, because everything fell down, everything was broken.
Estaba todo caído abajo, todos los llaves, ventanas todas abajo. Minuto a minuto no puedes tener seguro, nunca. Nunca puedes tener seguro.
It's very hard to go beyond this fear of survival and think about the other side. So it basically made everybody more extreme to the right, more extreme about, a solution that doesn't consider the other.
We used to be sitting outside where the guard is right now. Yeah. We sat right there. And that was 3 days before the explosion. Wow. If we were sitting there during the explosion, we'd probably die because that's exactly where he blew up. Because we know these people. I can't tell you that we're much better because we also do stuff that's not so good, but they're even worse. I mean, none of us would ever imagine, if a Jewish person wants to commit suicide, he'll commit suicide. He's not going to put a bomb on himself and go explode in the, on these innocent people who have nothing to do with anything. Go on a bus full of kids and explode yourself. It doesn't prove anything. It's pathetic. They teach them from age 3 to hate Jews just because we're Jews.
The way the Palestinians live, the way they live, they treat us, the way they live with us.
The way we treat them also.
Listen, we treat them, I don't believe we instigate anything, but it's the only way we can contain, and we try not to use physical force.
Palestinians are not allowed to have an army, with the Israeli Defense Forces maintaining 100% control of the land borders, Gaza's airspace and territorial waters. The only crossing point for Palestinians to travel into Israel is Erez checkpoint. Getting in and out of the Gaza Strip is incredibly difficult. Everyone entering needs advance clearance from the Israeli government, and a background computer check is done. Every bag that you carry is searched several times and x-rayed, and then you're led by an armed soldier through a series of gates and cages, through a long tunnel, until you emerge in Palestinian territory.
She did an operation yesterday, and now she has to suffer for a few hours before she's allowed to go back into Gaza.
What's wrong with her?
She has something with the liver. He has another checkpoint near Abu Holi, the middle of Gaza, where he's supposed to stay for 2 or 3 more hours. depends on the mood of the soldier.
This is where that area is Israel, behind their settlements. And usually when they do incursions, the tanks come through there. And the unemployment right now in the economy is so bad that a lot of folks just come here. You line up about 5 in the morning, hoping to get about 8.
14,000 Palestinians who have permits to work in Israel queue for hours every day to be allowed through the checkpoint.
They pay them pretty much nothing for the work they do. It's kind of like the prison labor, where you make your cheap products and make good money from it.
Palestinian families are often given 10 to 15 minutes notice before tractors or tanks come in and level their homes in order to make room for new Israeli settlements, which are armed communities established in the occupied territories.
Jewish settlements were placed in the occupied territories, the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, the Golan Heights, for the purpose of keeping the territories, which in the eyes of some is for security reasons, and in the eyes of others simply to have more territory. The idea of these settlements is to have so many Jews living there that it would be impossible to pull apart the land, to return it to the Palestinians, and also to create a constituency that wouldn't want to give back the territories.
All Israeli youth are required to serve up to 3 years of military service. Avichai Sharon is a former soldier who spoke to me about his experience in the Israeli Defense Force.
I remember that they told us that the reason we're going in there is for to make a provocation, to punish the civilian life.
قالوا لنا منع التجول، تعرض حاله للخطر، اللي بيطلع من ظهره هيطخه. رفعنا الراية البيضاء، فضلنا نصوت وجبنا نهده، بعدين انسحبوا لقوا نفق هنا، انسحبوا بعدين روحوا.
The first time that you see a 10-year-old child through your weapon sight, you're disgusted by yourself. I mean, you're just, whoa, you're shocked that's not me. But the third and the fifth and the 10th and the 20th time, it's just routine.
أنا بخاف بقعد في الشارع. يخاف يهين علي. تعالي شوفيه وقلت شوف. تعال. برضه هذا البيت برضه إلي البيت الثاني إلي برضه من الشقة هذيك بتشوفوه هناك برضه مهدم زي هيك. هنا كان في مغاسل كنا نغسل هنا كسروه هنا كان هون كسروه هنا كان برضه هنا نجلي فيه كمان كسروه.
Every morning, every night that I go to sleep, there's one experience that comes back to my mind. And a friend of mine accidentally killed a 14-year-old kid that just threw stones. The order came down that to shoot at their legs. And he shot at his leg, but at the same time, the 14-year-old kid just went down to grab a stone and it hit his stomach instead. That's something that you get up with, you go to sleep with. It doesn't, that 14-year-old kid is dead. He won't come back. That experience probably won't go away either. And that's something that we never think about.
It was so amazing to see kids whose families had had their homes demolished, who had been shot at, who had been beaten, whose parents were dead, who were so excited and so happy to be around music. Once again, Habibi was a huge hit.
Habibi, 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 Habibi. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Habibi, 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 Habibi.
I met up with and had a chance to jam with Sheva, a musical ensemble of Jews and Arabs that come together to make music with a message of peace.
I have a couple points in my life that I could live here and go and open like career of music in different places and maybe make a lot more money and maybe like live more quiet. But I choose, I love this I love this land. It's something that, in my roots bring me back, 1,000 years back, every stone in Israel I have some feeling for. And so I know that till this place is not going to be quiet, I'm not going to be quiet. So I dedicate all my music for this point, for this problem of Arab and Jewish. We are so much close, like we're eating the same food. We're speaking almost the same language. We believe in the same God. We have the same father, we have the same man, And the problem is only about the politics, like you say. When we are meeting with Arab, you're not gonna find fighting like it's only so easily we come into laughing and playing together and speaking about the same stuff and but today like the government like in the television is something that somehow stopping this to happen. Like you say, like you don't hear about the people. You can never understand what's going on in Israel really if you're not coming to it.
I've been away for too long, you see. I ran away till you came for me.
عاليادي اليادي اليادي يا محلى الحرية بدي أغني لبلادي أغاني شعبية. My grandparents were, uprooted from their land, and they moved to the refugee camps. So, my grandfather lived there, died there, and my family lived all his life there. I'm the third generation from the refugee camp. So maybe I'll die there, but I don't want to die in a refugee camp. I want to die in my, village. In the Haitian, we don't have anything. We don't have space to do anything. It's like 12,000 people within less than half square kilometers. So you can imagine it's very crowded and. I would like to tell all people that we're like Palestinian. We have many ways to struggle. We have many things to do in our life. We can throw stones, but we can also dance, speak, smile, laugh. We're like humans. We're humans.
We had been searching for a while to find hip-hop in the Middle East, and we finally came across it in the form of a group called Damn.
I'm one of the starters of the Palestinian hip-hop inside of Israel. We started this revolutionary awareness 6-7 years ago. We are trying to bring the awareness to the people who live inside of Israel.
Hip-hop is about not saying just the popular things. It's about saying the truth.
في كتير ناس على البيت ماشي حاسس حالي بعمره بس انا اول واحد بدخل بلا نمره قدم لي وقفني سكتني كتفني وقعني ربتني ثبتني تحكي جربني قدم لي انا ما دبت خافت من سازع عرض الحريم باراكت لك فنجان وانا عبد الحليم انا اللي بحفظ انا استاذ الراب العربي وانتو بعدين متاخرين زي صوت البوكس بالفيلم المصري اصلي مش من اذكي مع كل هذا طلعت جامد وانت امك سهر لما طلعت ارانب ارنب بموسم الصيف ايش الحظ المؤسف الحظ المحتل عادي شهريه بلاش الدخله مالش كيف كان الجبلاني بدها شيء جديد على بيتهم كان كله عرض واصغر جيدا زيدهم من اول ما لمست الميكرو لمست الميكروفون ايوه ثانك يو
Hello. Please sit down. Please. Let's keep moving on here. Please.
I received a letter that drove me on a dark, cold and cloudy day.
Oh, what's these?
Reminded me on the side of the road. Find a light, you'll find a friend, you'll find me.
once again, we found Habibi was at the top of the Arab charts. We met up with Hisham, who was a journalist who had spent his whole life there.
Curfew, it's being stuck indoors. Sometimes 24 hours a day. Officially, that means all these Palestinians are not allowed to be here, not supposed to be here, of course, including me. And the army come here, they impose curfew. They say we don't know why. There is no excuse, no declared excuse, no known excuse. And curfew is a continuing policy by the occupation here. We talk about certain parts of the city, when we go deeper, that have spent like 80% of their time in the first 2 years of the Intifada stuck in their homes under curfew and closure. So let's walk. Now I can say we are getting to more hot areas, and I hope that we will not be kicked out. Can we ask the musician to stop playing? Can we ask you to? It's food time. Cameras down.
A guy could stand in the same post for 8 hours, day in, day out. It's really boring. And he's just a 19-year-old kid, and you can hear a lot of ex-combatants telling you, oh yeah, well, we used to shoot for provocation, for scaring, as an order, as just a daily order. Orders to shoot live ammunition on anyone that goes in the street. At 7 o'clock, you shoot from this post. At 8 o'clock, you shoot from that post. War on terror means that I go every night to somebody else's house and I terrorize them. That's war on terror. I tell them to go out, even if it's in the winter and even if it's raining, at 3 a.m. with their pajamas. Just get out. And I'll tell you when to come back. Every time you just cross another red line, where you say, well, that's my moral boundary. I'm not gonna go through that. But then you just find yourself doing even worse things a month later.
My son and another 4 guys, are sitting in jail during December and October 2002.
Those 5 refuse to go to the army on a base. They are not willing to serve an army which is performing or oppressing another population.
If you've been there, if you've seen the things we do there, you know it's bad. There's no discussion.
There has to be, I think, in an army, a dehumanization of the enemy. An Israeli kid saying, I know that in a year or 2 I'm going to be in the army and you may be throwing rocks at me. And the Palestinian kids know that these guys may be in the army and shooting at them. And there's a whole paradox here. You can't do that if you're friends.
Robbie and Nodwell belong to a group called the Parents Circle Families Forum, where bereaved Israeli and Palestinian families who have suffered loss come together to support peace, reconciliation, and tolerance.
I lost my son. It will be 3 years. His name was David. And he was part of a group of officers who didn't want to serve in the occupied territories. When he was called up to do his reserves, he came to see me because he didn't want to go. And he said, look, if I don't go, I will let down my soldiers. He was the officer. And if I do go, I will treat people with dignity, and so will all my soldiers. What shall I do? And so he went to the army, and he was shot by a sniper.
It's been 6 years, and people think that by time You're not left with a scar, you're left with an open wound that doesn't heal. But to lose a sister, it's the worst. She was walking in the streets of West Jerusalem. She was stabbed. Just one stab wound took her away.
You know, I keep telling everybody that it doesn't matter if you're a mother of a settler, or if you're the mother of a suicide bomber, or if you're me. It's the same pain, Adwa and I. And if all of our group, who have all been affected by the conflict, can find a way to forgive, and also to try to prevent further death, then surely other people could understand this.
Just tell him how you feel.
Yeah.
Tell him what it's like to be in your shoes, you know? Because if you ask questions and try to provoke a response from him, he's gonna shut down. He's gonna close down, you know? But if you just say from your heart, this is how I feel.
I want to speak with him.
Yeah.
And he's really quiet.
Yeah.
We think that the world don't really
know what going on.
Don't really have noticed about this very difficult situation that we have in this holy country. Okay, all the world love to come and speak in the name of the justice and in the name of God. But I want to know the justice of Putin and the Chechenim and all of this, you know, and Saddam Hussein before they come to us, because we don't hate the Palestinian people, and we know that they don't hate us, okay?
It's confusing for me, like when I was in Baghdad the other day.
You're kind of psycho, I see, huh?
I'm a crazy man.
If you stop, you can talk.
Okay, yeah.
You need to for the talk.
That's how I talk. But I'll stop if you take your finger off your trigger.
Not really, just I don't.
All right. No, what I was going to say is, when I was in Baghdad, it seemed like all the people of Baghdad was paying the price for what a small group of people was doing. And I had a hard time understanding that, you know. What I'm wondering is that, to me, it makes sense, like if somebody hurts one person, then we go and we find that person and we try to bring them to justice. But it's confusing to me when one person hurts another group of people, then the whole group of people have to suffer for it.
No,
you know?
no.
And so maybe you can help me understand that.
I hope you understand.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think that I want to be here? That I want this and that I want this and that I want not to be at home 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I like my home. I want to be with my mother, with my sister, with my brother.
Yeah.
They love me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I do this for one reason. Because I love my country.
Yeah.
Because I want my mother go to work and don't die.
Yeah.
I want to my sister go to school with not scared.
Yeah.
The youth just they love to you know, the children. They want to play with the army because they love to listen to the sound bomb and the municipality and the elders, you know, the old men. Talk to the fathers, please don't listen.
It's not game.
It's not
You're not
really.
game. It's not game. One day, one kid come to here, do it this, and I shoot him. And I shoot him because he can't do this.
Yeah, I know.
He can't. Do you scared to go in Israel? If I take you now with me, to go to work in Israel.
Never go.
Do you scared?
No.
I scared to go to Kalkilia with no this, with no this, and no this. I scared to go in Kalkilia. I scared to go in Jayus. I scared. I know they want to take men they want to kill me.
The government, they don't have the power, because you are the power. If you want to come to my homes, they can stop the government. And we can tell the both of the government, your government and my authority. We need peace. We want peace. We want to stop the blood. We want to be like neighbors, like friends.
In our side and in your side, we have to know that one, the politics system cannot be religion. Cannot be religion. The religion come to the politics, it's making trouble.
One day they will be fine and we will be fine. Trust me. And thank you very much.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Salam.
Salam. How old are you?
26.
26. What do you do? What do you do when you was 18, 19 years old?
Playing basketball. He was in the army.
He was in the army.
I was playing
Which
basketball.
army?
U.S.
U.S. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are in trouble with this.
Yeah, man.
I don't believe in this.
This trip made me realize one very important thing, which is that I'm not on the side of Americans, Iraqis, Israelis, or Palestinians. I'm on the side of the peacemakers, from whichever country they come from.
Whatever happened to the sun? It used to always come. Back when we were young, we'd sing and party all night long. But seasons don't ever come on time no more, and war paints over the years, and anger fills our tears. What happened to the sun? But I know I'm not alone. And I know I'm not alone. Every time I read the news, I'm always more confused. They're telling me to choose, but there's only lies to choose from. And how many died today? How many lost their homes or shot a gun? Or a loved one? What happened to our sons? But I know I'm not alone. And I know I'm not alone. Even though I'm far from home, I'm not alone, I'm not alone. Even though I'm far from home, I'm not alone. Walk to the front. Open the gate. I see a road there. Even though I'm far from home, I'm not alone, I'm not alone. Even though I'm far from home, I'm not alone, I'm Those who start wars never fight them. And those who fight wars, they never like them. And those who write laws, they can recite them. And those who fight laws, they live and die them. But I know it's time. Yes, I know. Whoa, it's time. It's time to go home. 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 And I say, don't take our boys away. Don't take our girls away. Don't take our boys away, no. Don't take our girls away. Those who build walls are pretending that forever they can defend them. And those who dam streams can build fountains. Those of us who just let them run free, we can move mountains. But I know it's time. Yes, I know. Oh, it's time. It's time to go home. 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 And I say, birds fly by in the morning light, leaves fall down on the passerby, phone calls and the mama cries, tears stream down from her daddy's eye. Birds fly by in the morning light, don't take our boys away, passerby, phone calls and the mama cries, don't take our girls away. Birds fly by in the morning light, don't take our boys away. Don't take our girls away. Just send them all home. Just send them all home. Take our boys. It's time to go home. Take our girls. It's time to go home. Take our boys. It's time to go home. Take our girls. Send them all home.